Well, it's mama time, also holiday time. Yes, we're back at it again at the round table. It's Sarah, Sangeeta, and Claire, who's filling in for Diane this morning. Claire, it's so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, what do you let your kid do that would never fly when you were a kid? Sangeeta.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
My parents were very strict, old school Indian parents. They've come a long way. But this is going to sound just so simplistic, but sleepovers. Like, we weren't allowed to have sleepovers. We weren't allowed to date. My niece dates. And so, you know, it's spending time with friends. Like, she has probably a sleepover every weekend, play dates all the time, and we just weren't.
You weren't allowed to do that.
We just didn't.
Do you remember like wanting to do it? You just weren't allowed?
I remember wanting to have a sleepover, but we weren't allowed until we were like in middle school, and it happened like one time. It was like a birthday party, and that was it. Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, aside from the underwear and the makeup wipes being all over the place, Ava is now seeing a boy.
She is?
Yes, and I'm driving her to the movies tonight.
Is this date 1, 2,
Date
3?
Date one. Both the moms, myself and the young man's mom, are driving, you know, the parents. They don't drive yet, so. But I wasn't allowed to do that at age 15. Like, my parents would have never driven me to the movie theater. So
why are you letting her, I mean, just...
Because she's very responsible. Yes. She's very quiet. Yep. She's very mature. And then I've kind of listened in on their conversations, and I think they're both just still, you know, they're not talking about bad things. You can kind of get, you can
Will you ask her anything about the movie when you pick her up?
I will. Oh, I will.
My parents would always ask me so many questions about the movie when they dropped me off, because I wanted to make sure that we actually went to see the movie.
That's a good point.
I didn't even think about leaving the movie.
Okay. What about you? Like, what do you let your kiddo do that you didn't get away with?
Probably, well, in this day and age in technology, I'm probably a lot more lenient with video games or just iPad time or electronics. Especially when my husband's traveling, it's kind of the only way I can get anything done. Yeah. I feel like my parents were really strict. We had to talk them into getting a Nintendo for a long time, and like, you know, Nintendo rot your brains, like that kind of stuff. But I think it's fine.
I do too. I mean, thank God for the iPad. I'm serious. Sarah?
So I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music growing up, nor were we allowed to watch anything but Little House on the Prairie. So like last night we were watching New Girl together, and I'm like, this is completely inappropriate, because all it is about sex, like literally. And we laugh. They don't know what's happening half the time. And so that, and then the music, like, I'm gonna let them listen to rock, because I wasn't allowed to listen to anything but Amy Grant. So, but the other night I went in and he was listening to Olivia Rodrigo. She drops F-bombs all the time.
She does.
I thought, I was like, Eli, what are you listening to in here? But you know, so I do need to pull it back a little bit with some of the explicit lyrics. And
I was actually thinking about that the other day, like, should kids be allowed to watch certain like rated R movies and stuff like that? But I definitely did not get away with a lot of the things that I know both my girls get away with. So,
but I think also like New Girl and rock music today is like so innocent compared to the crap that's going on around them.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, it's weird times right now, but I also think as a parent, if you're there close to them, you're communicating, you're in the situation, you know, I think it's okay too, because you're right there. Well, there you go, parents. Don't feel bad. Parenting is a struggle. And look, if you've got a question for the mamas, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email at mycoco@9news.com.